Okay, so hello everybody, welcome back to another episode. In this one, we are looking at a $4 stock, which is kind of under the radar in the sense that not a lot of people are really talking about this one. And honestly, I do think it is a very good potential opportunity for the future. So of course, in tonight's episode, we're looking at why this may be, and also why the stock is up over 200% over the past month, and of course over 300% over the past 2 months. So of course, very big gains now that we are seeing on this company, and of course now we are asking why, and we're also asking what we may be seeing in the future. If it does sound like a good plan for a video, guys, please do leave a like and subscribe as well, because you guys already know we are trying to grow the channel as fast as possible, so it will be massively appreciated. On top of that, guys, if you do want to come talk to us on Discord, link to our Discord server is down below. And of course, if you want to become a channel member, you can do so if you enjoy these videos, and of course if you would like to donate. With that being said though, we are going to jump straight in, and before we do, I need to state that I am not a financial advisor, and this is all just my personal opinion. But with that being said, let's go. Guys, we are going to start off on Yahoo Finance. Of course, they are actually providing the description for this company. So, Aqms Inc. engages in the recycling of lead, primarily in the United States. It produces and sells lead bullion, lead compounds, and plastics. The company was founded back in 2014 and is headquartered in McCarran, Nevada. So, of course, what we can tell from this company is that it recycles lead. Now, of course, I do want to spend a little bit of a moment on this one to actually talk about how important this is. So of course, it doesn't really seem too big when we do think about it, but when we actually use our brains, when we engage ourselves fully and think about why this one may explode in the next few years, it does make sense. Let's think about it, guys. A lot of batteries and a lot of electronics actually do use lead, and of course, unfortunately, things do die, electronics do die, batteries and whatnot do need replacing, and all of these things often do need recycling. And I do believe this company actually does recycle lithium as well. I could be wrong on that, but I do believe it's the case, and I think if that is also true, it will just be another tool in their arsenal for growth in the future. But either way, with that lead recycling alone, we are seeing big growth on this stock in the future, in my opinion. So of course, over the past 6 months, like I said, big rally is coming from about December onwards, and it did actually continue into January. Now of course, if we look over the past 5 days, things are looking like they are starting to flatten out. We are almost neutral when it comes to growth on this stock, with a small increase of about 0.27%. So of course, we're barely even up at all. It's hardly even worth noticing, and of course that could indicate that we are going to see a bit of a sell-off in the next week. Now personally, in my opinion, I don't think that's too bad of a thing to see at all, and of course I am not a financial advisor, but it could actually present an opportunity to get in a good dip on this stock. And the reason why I say this is because yes, I know that I do believe it is a good company for the long term, but we need to look at this one realistically, guys. If we're looking over the past month, there's barely even any negative days on the chart at all, and even when there are negative days, they are quickly, ruled out by a next day which is actually positive, and even when there are negative days, they aren't negative by very much. So this indicates that we are seeing a lot of hype over the past month, and I do believe it is forecasted to sell off at some point soon, in my opinion. So of course, not a bad thing at all. Like I said, it is a potential opportunity to buy the dip, so we are definitely looking at some hopefully lucky chances there in the next few weeks. I think that could definitely present some great chances to get this one at a discounted price, because yes, at $4 it could not be a bad buy if you want to hold for the next 2 to 3 years. But ultimately, guys, we do want to get this one for the cheapest price that we can, and if we are going to see a sell-off, I would personally wait until we do see that, in my opinion, because I do think this one has gone up a bit too quickly, and I think subsequently we will be seeing a sell-off relatively soon. So with that being said, guys, I want to talk a bit more about the long term on this one, and honestly, in the next year or two, mainly even the next year, I can see this one touching over $10. Now that sounds like a very ambitious target, but we need to think about what we are dealing with here. This is a very good stock, and of course in the next 10 years this industry will definitely be expanding, in my personal opinion. The recycling of metals is definitely a big thing already, but with electronics being more widespread than ever, and of course that is set to forecast, a lot of metals do need recycling. Like I said, they actually do recycle lead as well, and of course very very widely used thing as as well. Car batteries often use lead. I can just think of countless things that do use it. And of course, like I said, if they are recycling such a wide plethora of metals, we are definitely going to see an increase in this market sector. And of course, if this company can just keep growing and catch a bit of that market share, we definitely are looking at a potentially big stock for the future. So overall, guys, I can see this one being carried by hype alone in the next year to $10. And I do think it's not necessarily a bad thing if it was only hype that carried this one. We have seen other companies where they get carried by hype a lot, and even then they do manage to do well. So honestly, not a bad thing at all. But yeah, guys, over the next few years, I definitely can see this one as being a very decent buy and hold stock. But if I was going to be buying it, I would wait for a dip. So of course, overall, guys, just to confirm what I was saying, I do think this is a good stock. Honestly, I like what the company does, and I do see this market sector in general expanding in the future. And I think this company could be very lucky in the sense that they could potentially grab a lot of that share. So with that being said, guys, I do definitely wish for a dip to happen in the next few days, and of course that may catch a few people out, so I'm sorry for that. But if it does happen, you know what, I definitely will be considering this as a decent buy opportunity. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.